Welcome to Polmear News. I am Andre Adel, and this is Calixto Leston. Because of the Soviet Union, many big problems have evolved around the world. One of these events is the Vietnam War.
In today's news, the Vietnam War is still going on. Students in the left wing aren't too happy about it.
That's right, Calixto. Heroes coming home from the war have been facing harassment ever since they came back, and they should be getting a hero's welcome. There have been anti-war protests ever since we've been stationed in Nam. Tensions have been rising ever since.
Because of this, the SDS group was formed.
We cut to an interview with one such person. Now here they are. Alright, so is the war in Vietnam good or bad?
I don't know.
There you have it. Hi, I'm Sean, and I am with the Anti-War Association. Every day, thousands of poor Vietnamese are affected by Agent Orange.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Help us by donating $1.50. Donate now for a free anti-war t-shirt. The AWA thanks you for your help. Get your free t-shirt today. In 1942, an event called the Manhattan Project, a government program, formed to secretly build and test an atom bomb.
Under the streets of Manhattan, the Fat Man was constructed, the first atomic weapon to be developed.
And in 1945, the U.S. conducted their first ever nuclear test in New Mexico. The date of the test marks the beginning of the nuclear age.
Since then, many nukes have been added to the American and Soviet stockpiles.
After the U.S. dropped a nuke on Hiroshima, 2 days later they dropped another one on Nagasaki, ending World War II.
However, this did not stop other countries from still developing nuclear weapons.
Now today, there are 9 countries that have nuclear weapons. Now onto a guide on how to survive a nuclear apocalypse. Now Ryan is your everyday average student, and you might think, oh, you have to be a big, tough man to survive a nuke head on. Now I'll show you today how you can survive a nuke. Now in the event of a nuclear apocalypse, you must first A, assess where the nuke is and how far away is it. And judging about how much time you'll have, you can either hide in a safe shelter like this or improvise in a trash can like this. Both are great options. Step 2, quickly make your way to a fallout shelter. Step 3, make sure you're in a safe location. Make sure that everything has passed and the bomb went off. Step 4, get out as fast as you can and run away as fast as you can. This has been to survive a nuke. The Berlin blockade was one of the first major international crises of the Cold War, and it began in 1948 and ended in 1949.
Yeah, that's right. The Soviet Union has attempted to force the Western Allied powers to abandon their post-World War II jurisdictions in West Berlin.
The Soviet occupation forces in eastern Germany began a blockade of all rails, roads, and water communication between West Berlin and East Berlin.
As a result of this, other countries have seen this and decided to take action.
The U.S. and Great Britain began to supply the city with over 2 million tons of food, water, and machinery, and other supplies by air.
Wow, that's pretty nice. But tensions still remain high between these countries. Luckily, one ever broke out.
Earlier tonight, the local reactors of Chernobyl in Ukraine have allegedly blown up and created a plume of radioactive smoke.
This radioactive smoke is spreading across Europe and causing thousands to be relocated already.
It is predicted that hundreds of thousands will be relocated overall.
Two workers have already died last night due to radioactive poisoning.
Half of the workers are predicted to die in the next few weeks, however.
This has been a terrible tragedy that not even the Soviets deserve. This is now being considered one of the worst nuclear disasters in history.
We have found one such person who was affected.
Thanks to our sponsor, Commie.
Trademark. Trying to get into West Berlin? Those pesky commies giving you trouble? Well, you should use anti-commie spray. Or better known as the Commie Begonie. Step 1. Quickly locate the communist. Step 2. Make sure he's actually attacking you. Step 3, spray Commie Begonie. Step 4, laugh at your enemies. I was a little boy once. I am a freak now. They call me a freak because I am Russian. I was born in Chernobyl before it happened. I love my hometown. 7 million people used to live there. Now it's gone, abandoned, a ghost town. If I had known what would happen to me, I wouldn't have moved there with my wife, Babushka. But now, it's gone, and it removed my arm. But don't worry, there's a reason why I am a freak, and why I still have 2 hands. The nukes, Soviets, turned me into this monster. I always fight for what's right, but for me, it is too late. Stop nukes now, and we can all live happily, with hands by our sides. We interrupt this message to bring you some breaking news.
The EGCP has declared that the public can now freely cross between Eastern and Western Germany.
This wall was built to divide people, literally and figuratively. Families were divided, and people were also too.
Now to celebrate the fall, the people of Berlin took apart and destroyed the wall, making history.
As a result of this Cold War, it shaped modern society. Now we have technologies that we could never have because of the Cold War. Is that right? This war has changed countries and people as well, both figuratively, literally, and politically. What do you think about this Cold War, Calixto?
I agree with you completely.
Alright. This is Polmear News, signing out. Welcome to Polmear News. I am Andre Adel, and next to me is Collecto Leston. Because of the Soviet Union, many big problems... Sorry, cut. Welcome to Polmear News. Welcome to Polmear News. I am Andre Adel, and next to me is Collecto Leston. Because of the Soviet Union, many big problems face us, and evolved without... Trying to cross the border and God damn it. Yeah. Trying to get into West Berlin? Then you should use anti-commie spray. This revolutionary new idea puts away those... Fuck, I can't. I tried to make it to the van. The van made it before their shit. They began to test nukes. And nukes they made. But then... Fuck. Completely. For it is somewhere else. That day, between Berlin and West Berlin.
As a result of this, other countries have been
And to supply the city with over 2 million tons of force. What? Cut.
Earlier tonight, the local reactors of Ukraine. Ukraine.
We interrupt this message to bring you some breaking news. The EGCP has declared that the public can freely pass into either West or East Germany. This wall was built to divide people, literally and figuratively. Families were divided, and people were too.
Now to celebrate... Fuck, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on! Go. What? You're supposed to read that.
Oh.
When you did it, because you already started.
Oh, sorry.
You already did that.
Oh, the Cold War was this, and that. I can say that.
Okay, as a result of this.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I got it.
Alright, ready? Set.
Earlier tonight, the fuck.
Did you?
Sorry.
In 1942, an event called the Manhattan Project, a government program, formed... Fuck, cut. In 1942, an event called the Manhattan Project, a government program formed to secretly develop nukes, or an atom bomb.
Under the streets of Manhattan, the first, shit, I can't read.
Just zoom in. Go.
We interrupt this message to bring you some really breaking news.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
We just got word from our bosses. We interrupt this message to bring you some breaking news.
The EGCP has declared that the public can.
It's fine.
The EGCP has declared that the public can freely cross into either West or East.
Berlin.
We interrupt this message to bring you some breaking news.
The EGCP has declared that the public can now freely cross between Eastern and Western Germany.
This wall was built to divide people, literally and figuratively. Families were divided, and people were also too.
Now to celebrate, fuck.